it definitely isn't the place I grew up in, you know. I grew up in a house in Southern Oregon that we'd go on vacation and Dad would forget to lock the front door, you know. We'd come back a week later and, oh gee, the doors are open, but nothing's gone. It was something you didn't have to worry about. Here you do, you really do. You can't leave it unlocked. Well, I never thought I'd retire and live in a situation where I had to go back to work, you know, where I didn't feel safe. I've lived in some violent places during my career, some places where, you know, gang activity and drugs, the whole bit. But there was always the ability for the cities and the counties to respond and to help people. And of course, I was one of those people. And we took great pride in the fact that we could help people. It kind of hurts that initially my wife was like, we just need to leave. We just need to get out of here. That's not part of me. That's not who I am. I don't run from stuff. I told her, this is our home. You know, this is where we're going to stay from now to dirt. You know, this is what our plan was. And we're not going to let people run us out of where we live. And so we've had to take measures into our own hands at times. We've been taking people out of these houses, getting them to leave some of these foreclosed homes. But when you go inside, they're tore up. They've been using them as bathrooms and garbage pits and everything else. Syringes all over the place. And the thing about being in the county is a lot of these people, the drug dealers and people like that are stealing property in Grants Pass, are coming back out and keeping it in the county because they know there's no oversight out here. There's nobody that can keep tabs on them, you know. Well, some of us are. On this one residence I told you I was watching, you would see kids, high school kids, coming out and buying meth and heroin and then going back to the city, you know. These guys are hiding out here because they know that there's nobody to watch them, nobody to you know, hold them accountable for their actions. And even if they get arrested, there's not a bed to keep them in the jail. So, you know, why not? That's the one thing I'm not used to, is not having a jail to keep people in that need to be kept there. Right down the street here, there was an arrest where they had a couple of $10,000 quads and a Toyota Tundra, and they had meth and heroin, and within a week they were all out of jail, all of them. And and that's without posting bond, you know. They just get released because there's no beds to keep. One of the drug runners was coming from Modesto to here. He's got family here, you know, that came up from California. Well, they're getting their drugs down there. They're bringing them up here. They're staying in the county. And they're getting high school kids addicted, you know. Those kids turn around and steal in the city and bring it out to the county. So, you know, it's a city-county issue. It's not, I've heard a lot of talk about, you know, us and them and that kind of thing, but it's not that. It's all of us. As long as they can hide here, they're going to hide, and they're going to do their business. I've seen the Southern California tattoos on some people coming through, some of the people down at the house down here, you know, the Mexican Mafia tattoos and just the jailhouse stuff that they do in the prisons and the jails in California. There's a lot of them up here. I've seen them in restaurants, you know, in local restaurants, eating out, that are easy to identify. The Sheriff's Department needs help, and you know, just to say no taxes, no new, I mean, come to the table with something. Bring some ideas to the table, but don't insult people's intelligence by saying that we don't need law enforcement, because we do. It's going to take a child getting killed or hurt severely, or, you know, somebody in a house, a home invasion or something that makes the news big, for people to finally start realizing and screaming out, you know, and they're probably right. Somebody important needs to get hurt, or somebody that doesn't think that we need the help is going to get hurt, and then they're going to start saying, yeah, we need the help. There's going to be a day when we do have law enforcement, but until then, we have to do our best to do the good job and help each other out. Evil and bad happen when good men do nothing. So if you're a good person and you don't want to just leave the county, move somewhere else, then you have to do something, you know. And if we can't have a sheriff's department, then people need to really just stand together and just, not here, and let people know, take their picture, take their pictures of their license plates and stuff like that. That's been the most effective thing I've seen. They don't come back. They don't want to be seen. They don't want people to know who they are.